Alright, so this is an open discussion for veteran topics that there's nothing specific. This is off the topic, and this project is going to be replacing something more prestigious later on. But the whole point is to start this, use this as a platform for other people to see where they come from. Now, we have a civilian, we have 3 veterans, 2 non-combatant, 1 combatant. The whole point is we're still here as a community. So, somebody takes that. There you go.
What do you do? Just crumple these up?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
I keep it fancy.
Yeah.
In the box.
War in Iraq. Wow. Oh yeah, that's something I don't know almost nothing about. Okay. I mean, besides always being there for 10, 15 years already, and things are just escalating again. With ISIS and other terrorist groups. I feel like we've almost made no progress. We've been there for 10 years, and our mission was to pull out and give them a government that they can function with. But now it's yeah, I don't think it's working out. I mean, everything you hear about, with Palestine and the Middle East and Israel, just kind of it feels like we made no progress. The terrorism is still out there.
A lot of my friends have lost friends out there, and they're so mad. So it's really hard to open a discussion with them because, if they were here right now, they'd be like, F Obama, F this person, F that person. And it's like, I understand you're mad, but we still have to think about the issue. There's a reason why we went in there, there's a reason why we're still there. Obviously, we all would love to come back home and not have to deal with that issue.
I sometimes myself question what are the real issues. To me, it seems like it must be some underlying issues that the public is not aware of. It really is kind of confusing to me. It didn't make a lot of sense to me from the beginning, and to see that so many lives have been lost, civilians as well as the military.
Yeah.
It's just very hurtful.
I just don't think the government's ever going to be like, oh, well, this is why we're doing it, openly. Here we go. Everybody can, hypothesize and be like, look, we're out there for the oil or whatever else is going on, and we're with this, like you said, platform of helping them create a government for themselves. And I honestly don't think that's what it is.
So, what do you think, Rosa? Why do you think the war even began?
Basically.
Opinion. Obviously, you're not.
I think it's about oil and taking over the ban, stuff like that. But I think for now it's maybe a different situation than before.
Something else came out of that.
Maybe something else came out of that.
So let's say if it was about oil, how would you feel about us going to war, people dying because of oil?
It sucks.
Let's just throw an idea out there. Let's say it is, and somebody came out and say, "Hey, it's only about the oil."
Well, are all those lives that have been lost really worth it?
I think the government is going to justify their actions. Resources. It's a limited amount of resources, and if America is going to stay number one, then this has to be done. And I think that's how it's going to be pitched to the public. It's hard to justify human losses in any way, any one way or other. But
So let's say, obviously you said that was a very touchy thing right there. What I said is that, what if it was about oil? All those lives were sacrificing because of oil. Well, did you drive a car?
I understand.
No.
But I did. I drove.
Do you use markers? Do you use hairspray?
No.
Now, if all those things are incorporated by oil, and you didn't have that, and you had to pay instead of that hairspray being, I don't know.
Well, necessity is the mother of invention, so
they
say. So it's said. So maybe something else would come up that would not be such or have such an impact on it.
So if we took away the power from the people of the oil type ones, we could focus more on issues where we don't have to be dependable on oil.
It's possible.
And then we could have diverted a whole war. People's lives could have been saved.
In my mind, I think that. It just seems like a lot of it is based on greed and Selfishness.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's a reason to have a military to stay number one in the world. I mean, one of the other things that they talked about when pushing this war for package weapons of mass destruction and removing Saddam Hussein and getting all these dictatorships out of the way and freeing the way for democracy. But I think it's just a way for America to colonize the world again. Like, we kind of need to spread out to the Middle East and have an influence and be closer to Russia and China and the UK and the European Union, and just to kind of have a footprint out there. But,
So just to clarify, we're all against America in Iraq fighting for whatever reasons they are at the moment.
I'm against the war, absolutely.
Okay. So I think we hit that topic pretty good.
Yeah,
Next topic.
what's that? What you got over there? Can you read his handwriting? Because I wasn't sure if it was upside down or not. Yeah, when I picked it up.
District elections in September.
Alright, so September's coming up. We have the ones that I know of, like District 77, 78, 79, a lot of open seats that need to be filled. So there's special elections going on. Obviously, in 2 years, that's when the actual real elections are. Well, that's not the right word, but the president, senators, yada yada yada. So right now we have District 77 open because Gibson became a councilwoman. The 79th district, they became, well, that's where that guy got in trouble.
Yeah.
So now, the big topic is how are these people going to become the new assemblymen, councilmen, district leaders? They have to go out there working on this, picking where they want. Now, for me particularly, I've seen a lot of people wait until the last minute and say, hey, I'm running. I need money, I need support in the last 4 months, but these seats have been open for a year plus, yet nobody's come up saying, hey, I'm going to run. Have you guys seen any promotional stuff or anybody's come by looking for signatures on your part?
I have two for the two districts, 77 and 78. It's two young ladies. One is, I forgot her name, but Vanessa Gibson is endorsing them. Actually endorsing both of them for those two districts. Their background is pretty much low. They haven't done anything when it comes to community-wise, but in the resume it shows that they have, but in certain areas, not particularly in the Bronx.
Okay.
But mostly Manhattan area and so forth, and the county when it comes to for kids, for the youth. But as far as if I know who they are, I've never heard of them. Right? So I never seen them involved or anything that has to do with what happens in the Bronx, especially in the district that they running for.
So the 77th and 78th are supposed to represent the Bronx?
Yes.
Okay. So
78 is in 3rd Avenue. It's by Bolivar College. That's that district.
Okay.
77, I believe, is West Farms. I believe so.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, well, I mean, then it'd be interesting to see what kind of work they do about the Bronx, because I keep hearing that. I mean, I haven't lived in the Bronx that much, but that long. But that's what I keep hearing. People are just the Bronx doesn't get the representation that it should, even with the community that lives in the Bronx. People, because it's almost a forgotten borough. It's like Staten Island. It's so far out there, but it's right here. You're one of them. You're a major borough. You have millions of people living here, and yet, it feels like the population isn't getting.
And we have a huge
They're
veteran.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a huge veteran population. Huge. We have, just within a 5-mile radius of here, we have Fordham University, Monroe College, BCC. Those have at least minimum 500 veteran students coming in. Each school has at least 500.
Which with it brings money, and that's an issue that Gonzo and I have talked about. He actually brought light to me because I wasn't aware of it. But if you sit down and think about it, let's say 400, 500 students per school, and the school like Fordham costs $40,000. That's millions of dollars being pumped into the system. And we're having issues with housing. Are you kidding me? You have all this money that's being pumped into you. You're guaranteed all this money. These veterans have earned it. let's just talk about the veteran community. We'll, you know, build with the rest of the population with time. But like, it's just weird to see the disparity between how much we're giving and how much we're getting back.
The return rate,
The
yeah.
return, yeah.
And you know, that's a. I mean, us. We're sitting here in an office, you know, that's fully paid by me and funded by me. But the whole point is to bring those situations in life because nobody wants to touch it. Nobody. So if we can slowly bring in, or this is my opinion, of course, if we can slowly bring in these politicians or soon to be, you know, these candidates to be politicians, to say, look, these are guys that are hitting the streets, that are doing the work, they have the platforms already set up, all we have to do is back it up. So, I mean, that's what I'm hoping. But, you know, time comes, you know, I think the elections are on the first week of September, like the end of the week, September 8th or 9th or something like that. Now, I haven't voted ever, and that's because I haven't had somebody that I wanted to vote on. But I still don't. You know, it's always, to me, it's always like the lesser of two evils. I just rather not pick any of the evils, you know. But that's my right as an American not to jump into anything I don't want to. Has anybody else not voted or plan to vote?
I usually vote, but this time around I kind of feel like an ostrich. You know, listening to what you guys are saying, I haven't really been paying attention to what's been going on in the community. So I don't know what's going on.
And the thing is, I feel like the people here right now are the ones that are genuinely concerned about what goes on in your community. And you just brought up the 77th and 78th, and I have no idea where that lies.
The thing with that district is, like I'm making my business to know what's going on in the community, right? So when I went to these campaigns, especially with some of the Congressman Rango, so I was learning the process, exactly what it is that I do, right? So I learned a couple of things. And there was somebody that wanted to run to be a councilman, right? For the, what's this in the, Carmen Arroyo, right? But Carmen Arroyo has family members. So if she steps down, the position, whoever she's going towards is going to be a family member. And most likely that family member will be in that position. So if somebody like myself would come in and say, I want to run for that district, there's no way I could get in. No way. So they were like, listen, what district do you live in? I said, I live in Bedford Park. And they were like, no, you can't be in that district if you would like to run, because that district is middle class.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I don't see that.
Me neither, right? And they were like, oh, so and so, boy, he's Jewish. There's no way. You have to run in a district where the people don't know no better, right? Where there's lower education, the income is low, and the people pretty much, this is what he said, they dumb. And I said, okay, what about Castle Hill? That would be an area.
Oh, yeah.
That would be easy for you. That would be easier for you to get it.
Well, it's easy and then I'm just throwing this in there, which I'm assuming. But what they do is, you know, you get one huge facility in the projects, and you get one person to go up and down that knows the area, and get all the signatures.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens.
Okay.
They get people that in that community, the people know, that people trust, they get in the signatures and they get the signatures. So what happens is, let's say you get 5,000 signatures. So when election time comes and people don't go to the polls and vote, those signatures count as votes.
Oh, that's why they come. I get it.
Right. Those signatures count as votes. So it doesn't matter if you go and vote. You know what I'm saying? Once you get those signatures, and I was following these guys, and I was like, well, I had no idea that's how it works.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I had no idea. That's how it works. So that's why if you asking for something, right, and you are in this area, if the politicians, what they do is they analyze the area first, and then they analyze the company, and they analyze the individual. If it's not in their best interest at the moment because of the area, because it's like hostile territory, you know what I mean? So you have to know who's the councilman, who is the district leader in the area.
Family.
Right? And target those.
Right.
So you cannot go to the DSS. You cannot go to the Arroyo. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not the territory. You know what I'm saying? So you have to target the politicians that are in this area. So that's why a lot of politicians don't come to certain areas.
Because they already know better.
Because they're stepping over somebody else's area.
Right.
I mean, so so it will create a feud.
I feel like it kind of reminds me of the way with the presidential kind of race. So it's like that too. I mean, you're not gonna have Obama go to like Texas because you know it's already a Republican state.
Exactly.
So
if he does,
I'm surprised that you say it, but then like thinking
It
about
makes
it, yeah,
sense.
it makes sense. Because I've seen it in the politics too. Like you're not gonna have a Democrat go to mostly a Republican area and try and get votes.
Right, but if you can establish yourself in this area and by word of mouth you become known in that area,
Yeah.
doesn't that give you a way in, so to speak?
That's hard work. That's why people don't
Yeah,
do it.
that's a lot of work.
That's a
Yeah, strategically, it's like what's the biggest bang for the buck? You know, like
Right.
well, let me go
And is
to
it worth
the
going
is
there?
it worth the effort? Is it really worth establishing the rapport?
Now, to make it clear, I think we all believe that the voting system is a system that we should be into, but we don't have any particular reasons to vote or not vote this year.
I mean, the way he explained,
I usually vote, I'll get, when the time gets close, they'll send out something in the mail and you get to read about who's who and what they are. So I'll do a little bit of reading. I don't always vote in every election, but I really try to because, I mean, it's important.
Yeah, it's
So we're not
It's
against
important.
voting, we're just voting for certain
It's just so difficult, like you said, though, because I want someone that's there that has integrity, that stands behind their word, and how do you really know that that's what they're going to do at the end of the day?
Even if they get into the seat, if they're going to
Right.
Did you pick a topic? Rosa, did you pick?
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to get two Rosa?
Yeah.
That's why she didn't want to put her hand on it. Why am I here? Why are you here? Well, I came because I was watching, I think it's Here and Now, one Sunday morning, and I saw the segment where you guys were there talking about what you do in the community, that you're here in the community, because I didn't know. And I really like what you spoke about and what your mission is, and I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, kind of met Gonzo the same way at school. We were doing introductions in one of the class, and I mentioned something about trying to help people out, and me being a veteran. He's sitting behind me. He's kind of like taking it all in, and he comes up to me during the break and is like, "Hey, I'm really like into what you're doing. If you ever want to talk to me, here's my organization. This is what I'm trying to do. If you ever want to collaborate, just let me know." And it kind of worked out this way. 8, 9 months later, here we are. Seat and seat, wearing the same shirt. I don't know how that happened. I don't think this is weird.
My fashion taste doesn't go too far.
But yeah, so I'm kind of here for the same reason. It made sense in what I heard, and I wanted to be a part of it. Sure.
Well, the only reason I'm here, sitting here, is because somebody told me no, I couldn't have whatever I wanted at the time, and then if they would have just given me what I wanted, I would have disappeared into the wind. But they said no, and in a short time period, we have an organization built with a great reputation and some with a fighting force. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm here because I want to help the community and the veterans and try to help them out in whatever I can. And also the CEO of Ep1.
Are you the CEO or the
Yeah.
COO?
I'm
Which
the
one?
CEO.
I mean, you just got fired. Yeah, you belong in that chair. Yeah, the chief operating officer.
Chief operating officer.
Mighty Mouse, that's what you are.
Let's make everything.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Would you like to drop in while you're here? Or?
Yeah, sure. I'm usually involved in a lot of community activities. A lot of organizations, they say that they help out in the community, but we don't see the work or the effort being done, or a lot of people don't benefit from it. So I go to like different organizations pretty much to see what it is that they offer to the community and to see what they're all about. I'm all for veterans. I'm a veteran myself. I was in the Navy for 10 years. I was in the Navy foreman.
I'm calling too.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh, that's
All
right.
You know, came back, went to school. I'm in medical school now. And this organization is one of the organizations, Devil is one of the organizations that are doing great things for veterans. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people don't support the cause. It's a great cause, and there's not too much exposure, right? Or there's not too much interest on people coming to try to come over here and be like, you know what, yeah, I like this organization. This organization is doing great things, even with politicians. That's why I'm here. I'm like, I know why they're not here. You know what I mean? And it's just about everybody just getting together, spreading the word out. Just because he's concentrating more on the homeless side in a lot of organizations, in a lot of schools, and a lot of politicians have the problem with that word, homelessness, right? So you cannot go to Fordham University, one of the top schools, and say there's homeless veterans in your school.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, nobody wants to do it.
You know what I mean? So nobody wants to touch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But when you have an organization, be like, well, there is. You know, there are homeless veterans in your school, and for this organization to educate people on that and actually doing something about it, I think that more people should be here.
Yeah, absolutely. And like it goes back to what we were saying before, with like the amount of money that the schools are getting from the VA. That you give them an education and you're guaranteed to get a paycheck out of it.
Right.
I think it would be a worthwhile investment in getting these homeless veterans, which is definitely a conversation that needs to be had with the higher ups. And invest in the future, because I think investing in veterans that are going to school is a solid investment, and I think it benefits everybody, the community, the school, and the veteran.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so that's just my opinion. It better be why you were awesome. Go ahead. I'll start. I got this.
Definition of veteran.
Ooh, I think that's an easy one. My definition of veteran, it could be female, male, African American, Russian descent, Hispanic, non-disabled, disabled, invisible wounds or not. A veteran is just somebody within the community. That's it. That's the way I look at it.
I mean,
That's huge.
Yeah, when I
To make that decision too, sir.
Yeah, I mean, being a veteran, well, first of all, I didn't know what a veteran was. I thought you had to, like, World War II. If you jumped out of a plane with a parachute, then you're a veteran, you know?
I still have an issue with saying that I'm a veteran because I feel like I didn't do anything, you know?
Not like what qualifies you as a veteran.
Yeah.
Like, did you, like, kick down a door and take out everyone in the house, you know? I didn't do that, but, I mean, I served my time. I'm still serving, and, respect for everybody that serves. Obviously.
Most definitely.
Any word from the non-veteran?
I believe a veteran is anyone who served their country very proudly, not just World War II or just male. It could be gays, women, men, or any type of race, any sexual type of preference, and just anyone they serve with us. Now, especially new women, they're not being recognized as men are. They're not getting recognitions as medals like men are. So I believe there's still a difference there. If they're veterans or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a very male-heavy organization, you know. So it's
I got a question. Alright, so now that you hear all obviously there's a lot of positives about being a veteran, but unfortunately, nobody talks about nobody ever talks about the negative publicly. We only talk about the positive stuff. So all the stuff that you hear, recently in the service, everything that you've heard about the service, still, you've heard all this negative. Would you want to join?
No.
Why not?
Because if I want to be homeless by the time I get out, why would I want to join? I'm not going to get any recognition as being female, so why serve the country?
But you know why it is? the recruiters, when you go to the recruiting station, they tell you all the good things about it, right? And be like, oh my, you'll be able to travel, you'll be able to have an education. So when you go in, to me personally, I don't think the problem with homeless is when you out here. It's when you're there. The transition starts there. Like, it starts when you about to leave actively. So you go in, you serve your country, you go to war, you get injured, whatever, you get your Purple Heart. So you don't come out the same, right? So I believe the transition starts, it starts there. It starts when you are about to be discharged from active duty. Right? Because when you come out, when I was discharged, I was an X-ray tech. So I used to have a lot of people come in, and they were doing their VA physical. And I have them out from the masses. And I said, why are these people here? And they would let me know, oh, we're doing our VA physicals, we are about to separate. I said, okay, I didn't know what a VA physical was. I didn't know what the purpose of it at that time. They were there, they'll do your rating or whatever. I had no idea. And then when I found out, I was like, I gotta do my VA physical 6 months before I leave.
Right.
So that's what I did. I did my VA physical 6 months before I got discharged. And at 3 months, I was getting my benefit. I was getting 70%. 3 months from being discharged.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know that because your command is not interested on telling you, okay, you plan on retiring or plan on getting out. This is the step that you should take prior to getting out. So when you come outside, your transition will be smooth. You want to leave? Okay, here's your papers, thank you for serving, and that's it. So when you come out here, of course, the veteran is going to be bitter at the system because they said we're going to take care of you, but they didn't say how we're going to take care of you.
True. Yeah, I mean that's a very good point. I feel like I didn't I feel like I had more or less a positive experience with the VA, and it's kind of like disappointing to hear all the negative experiences, especially in the news. People in the waiting room. They really, that's how do you explain that? I was lucky because my command was very educated on what was going on, and they pushed me to get my stuff taken care of. I had a physical done before I got out, and within months I had my benefits coming in. I was in the system, and even with that, I still had a rough time transitioning because they give you your discharge papers, and I'm like, what do I do now?
Yeah, exactly.
You're telling me I could just go? I was like, I'm out of here. I didn't say goodbye to anybody. I was like out.
Yeah.
I was excited.
I'm lucky because I got sick in the military, they kicked me out, and I got 0% and 0 benefit and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I got sick in basic training and that. I got a serious rash because of that. And they told me it was prior before the military, and I'm like, how I got this? I got it in boot camp.
Right.
And they gave me the runaround, they gave me 0%, they gave me no benefit, they just kicked me out like nothing.
And Frank, I don't mean to interrupt, but you mind if I jump in on this?
Go ahead.
Now, because of that situation, you always felt somewhat distanced because you don't consider yourself a veteran because of the stigmatism everybody gives you. But here in this open location, we've told you, you're a veteran. That's why this office is dedicated to you, and that's why
that's why I'm kind of upset because, I think that the government robbed me of my career because I went to college and everything to become an officer and all that, and because I called a little rice because of their offense, they made me as a villain. And they said it was my fault, I got this and this and this, and that's why they gave me 30%, and then that's why for about 20 years, I didn't want to deal with no type of gratitude. The only reason I'm here because his mom told me, of my situation that he could help me out. But other than that, for about good 20, 30 years, I didn't even fuck with the VA and nothing like that. Because the way they treated me and all that.
Well, now that you're here, that's what we're going to try to fix in the coming months.
Yeah.
So the last topic that we have actually turns into what you were saying with the VA scandal. Now, me particularly, I like to think of everything in the whole picture sense that we can. There's one, the extreme spectrum is veterans dying at the hospital. But in the far other side is the positive where veterans come in, they got what they needed and they got cured of a disease or an ailment or something like that. And they got all to help. Once again, we always try to focus on the negative and not bring out the positive as well on certain issues. I don't know why one topic is okay to talk about and one isn't, but you know, I've met with the director of the VA hospital, Dr. Langhoff, and the public assistance officer over here at the Bronx VA, and they're concerned. You know, they know that there's an issue going on, and I can't talk about their statistics, but you know, although we get angry at them for the wait times, I don't hear people coming out saying, "Oh, we died from wait lines," or at least in the Bronx VA. You know, I can't think about everybody. But,
Yeah, it was so extreme. When I heard about it, I was like, I don't even know what to say. You know.
I mean, how do you compare it to a civilian hospital?
And I was treated really well.
Yeah.
I didn't meet those wait times. I might have to wait a little while to see a specialist, but even that wasn't really bad because you have to do the same thing in the civilian world.
Right.
You have to wait. If you're referred to a specialist, the wait could be 2 months, maybe sometimes even 3.
For me, they just rejected me because I had 0%, so they didn't want to tell me period.
At the VA
The
hospital.
VA hospital. So all the medication, everything I get, they do civilian. Like I said, when I came out and I asked for help, they turned their back on me because I had 0%. And they put it in the great enlistment code that I had to pay prior to the military, which I didn't. So, you know, that's why, like I said, for 25 years, I didn't mess with the VA.
It's a federal, you know, it's a federal regulated department. So, I mean, they're very strict on certain things, but then very lenient on other things. You know, and when I say extreme, well, someone like Frank, who obviously, if you look at his paperwork, it clearly shows that he was ill-managed while in service. Now, where it comes into they're relaxed on other issues, they're willing to give bonuses to their officials and as long as certain things don't get done and they save money, people get money, they're okay with that. They haven't fired the general, they let him walk out gracefully. And then a lot of
With a nice package.
yes. I mean, now he's a veteran, now he's a double retired, government official.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna get his
Good benefits.
Yeah, he won't work for anything.
Double retirement.
I wonder how long he has to wait in line,
Yeah.
you know, at the VA hospital.
Or it doesn't even go to
Or
the
if he
VA
doesn't
hospital.
even go.
You know, that's why I came here to help guys out because I see how, you know, with me, like I said, because, you know, I didn't really serve time and I was able to do other careers. You know, I don't have that much, but I see how the government keeps the veterans. That's why I wanted to help out too. So it's like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for the moment, I mean, I think we can all agree is that the VA is there. The concept is to help us out. They have a lot of problems to fix, but we still support it. I mean, it's our hospital. You know, it's not a hey, if you did anything hospital, it's a VA hospital.
Right.
So we're not dogging all the things that have come across. We want to improve it. We want to just want to make it better. I mean, we want what they say they're going to do. That's it. We're not asking for anything crazy.
Yeah.
So with that said, I think we covered 6 topics at least, or 5 topics, and you know, this is just one set of series that we're planning to do. And thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Good conversation.